has meditation and mindfulness helped you lead Srijan and navigate through different difficult situations that I am sure are inevitable in any business?
So it's not only in business but also in personal life.
Absolutely.
So I actually went through a period of depression also. Maybe it wasn't too much or whatever. I don't even know what is the benchmark of high or low.
Exactly.
But I did go through a depression, and it took me many years to come out of it, and also then many years to be able to talk about it comfortably as I am right now. Okay. So now I actually help, coach, mentor many other people. There are many people within Srijan who turn to me who've been in mild depression or just our age. You're confused, you don't know what to do with life, your mind is endlessly churning. So the many people who look up to me, मतलब मैं अगर गिनूँ तो कम से कम 20-22 लोग तो ऐसे होंगे who are regularly in sort of on the meditation path and keep checking in कि here is how far I've reached, and who I have sort of personally mentored through the way in becoming much better people than they were along the way. So the way I'm able to do that is by telling them life is difficult and it's okay to have depression. It's okay to
That's so
be
true.
confused. It's okay to feel low. It's okay to whatever you have put the weight of depression on you. My healing of depression or whatever started because it started because of meditation. So I got deeper into meditation. Swami Dharmanand Jain started calling me at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. तो मैं साइकिल लेके वहाँ जाता था and all of that. So of course that helped. Landmark Education is another program I went through that helped. उसमें एक self expression and leadership program था.
Yep.
So that I did, and I think that was a really important trigger for me. That is when I formed Srijan, through the middle of that program. And I learned in Landmark that a lot of times we get into a depression because we have, at least some people get into it because we have a ton of ideas and there's no execution of those ideas. There's no room, there's no expression, and there is constant suppression that society does of idealism, of sexuality, or whatever else. और सबको ये ठीक नहीं है, ये खराब है, वो दबाओ, ये. And so I guess all of that collected me to leading wherever I was in life. And to come out of it, the self-expression and leadership program allowed me to express all that I wanted in society. So it just, gave me a boost that probably, I so badly needed. Ki I'm able to express it all in society.
I can very well relate to it, Rahul. I have been thinking of doing something around meditation. Maybe for many years. I started my journey around the same time when we founded To The New. I started my meditation journey around the same time.
By the way, you didn't tell people that we've been competitors in the business for many years.
Yeah. So I think, we take a lot of inspiration from Srijan. So I started around the same time and have been thinking of doing something, but not been able to muster up that courage to do. Now I thought I have to do it before I die, and so we started Idanim last year. So this leads me to another question. We both work in tech services industry, and we know a lot of people in the corporate world. They feel meditation is not for them. They are not meant for it, or that's not. Meditation might not be very useful to them, despite having a very stressful life. Is mindfulness or meditation meant for spiritual seekers or for a certain category of people, or is it relevant for everybody?
So, two answers to that. One, my guru, Sadguru Jaggi Vasudev, who I've been following since 2008.
And I consider him my guru as well.
Oh, is it? Okay. So, Sadguru ke saath is when my discipline of meditation started. I'd come out of my depression, I was doing okay, but the clutter in my mind was not ending. The clutter, confusion, just the scatter of thoughts and the endless chatter. तो कई बारी तो ऐसे होता था, भैया चुप हो जाओ यार प्लीज़. Okay. So I remember 2008 में modern school बाराखंबा में उनका the last initiation that he did himself, last inner engineering का. And while signing, I was like, please help. I'm sick and tired of the chatter in my mind. I need to calm down. This needs to quieten down. So help me type. So ऐसे मोड में मैं गया था. And दो incidents अंदर हुए. I'd like to share that. It's very powerful and has helped a lot of people. One judgment that people carry is, यार मेरा तो mind it doesn't quieten down, so I'm not for meditation. मुझसे होगा नहीं. मैं बड़ी कोशिश करता हूँ मगर होता नहीं है. Endless argument
we come
देते हैं यही
across
वाली.
this particular argument most often.
सबसे ज़्यादा quoted यही होती है, because I'm not able to meditate, so I don't meditate.
And other way around as well.
Because other way around.
कि मेरा दिमाग शांत नहीं करता इसलिए मैं
meditation नहीं करता. Okay. शांत होता नहीं है तो इसलिए नहीं करता.
both ways.
So इसका ना बहुत, it was the question running in my head also, but somebody else got up and it was as if this person was asking for me. He was probably much elder to me, 10-15 years elder, and Sadhguru, he asked this question, my mind doesn't stop, and all of this same business. So Sadhguru said, you must be what, 40? May I say that for the last 30 years or so, you fed nonsense to your mind. Okay, which means whatever the world has given you, you fed it. You've not filtered it out. You had no discernment. ये ठीक है, ये मेरे को चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए. You didn't filter it. So you fed it. He says, what's the problem? The mind will now throw all that back at you. And I was stumped. सही बोल रहे हैं, मतलब जो absorb करोगे वो ही आएगा ऐसा करके. And then he said, you do your job. Let the mind do its job. You do your job. You sit down. That snapped something inside me. कि जो मर्जी कह देना mind, मैं रोज बैठूंगा. So I have not stopped since then. So every day I meditate. That whole kriya I do. एकदम मन नहीं कर रहा, नींद आ रही है बुरी तरह, कुछ भी हो जाए मैं बैठूंगा. So that discipline, that day, that moment changed. The moment he said, let the mind do its job, you do your job.
And just wanted to add another perspective, which I used to feel शांत नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब फायदा कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है, मैं मतलब राइट डायरेक्शन में तो जा रहा हूँ.
तो घर वाले भी बहुत बोलते हैं, इतना गुस्सा करता है, कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा मेडिटेशन का.
अभी भी स्ट्रेस में है, अभी भी गुस्सा हो रहा है, तो क्या फायदा हुआ. And then I realized, and Vasudev, Jaggi Vasudev, Sadhguru is one of them. I have been following Osho, I have been following Eckhart Tolle. It's not really about quietening your mind. That would anyways happen, but that's a byproduct. You have to start being more aware of what is going inside your head, your thoughts, your emotions, and with that awareness would come a conscious response. So when I understood it, then that's the time when I stopped quietening my mind consciously. It does happen whenever I meditate. I get into a deeper peace, a state where it's more blissful. It's difficult to explain that.
Sure.
It does happen, and now since after we launched Idanim, we have been educating people. Don't try it, don't aim for it. It would happen,
Yeah.
and the lesser you try, it would happen more often. So
correct. That's the right point.
So yeah,
stop trying to control the monkey. Just do whatever and
exactly.
Happen. So Sadhguru said the other thing that he said was that this is like Kamadhenu. If you know in mythology, there's a guy who gives whatever you ask for. He says this is like a Kamadhenu. This in a engineering Shambhavi Mahamudra. You nurture it, she will nurture you back. मैं तो बस इस पे अटक गया था. मैंने कहा ठीक है, मैं बस nurture करूँगा, बाकी जो होना है होगा. So as a byproduct, yes, the mind quiet down, clarity of thought. गुस्सा होता हूँ, of course होता हूँ. सड़क पे मेरे साथ कभी बैठ जाओ, तुम कहोगे गाड़ी चलाते हुए सबको गाली वाली देता हुआ जाता हूँ, but that doesn't mean I'm not quiet inside.
Exactly.
Okay, there are two different things. Anyway, so that was one point that, and Sadhguru says something else, right? So being in the corporate world, is this for people in corporate, for the young? He says meditation is for the spirited. When you have one foot in the grave, then probably bad time to anybody would be spiritual at that point. But you have not been, you've expended all your energy at that age. It is for the spirited. It is when you have higher energy, it is not for the old. It was never a tradition for meditation.
No,
to be
my
for the
question
old.
was many people in the corporate world,
Yeah.
they have a perception that meditation is boring. It would make them vegetative. It would slow their growth, slow their wisdom. I mean, in my experience,
God.
it's the other way around. But my question to you, as you lead a business and you work with so many young people and in the corporate environment, you might have come across people who have hesitation and misconception about meditation. So my question to you is, I mean,
वो
is it
मतलब
true?
of course not. I mean, yes, so I faced this a little bit in the family as well. It is about मतलब वहाँ पर ये स्लोनेस वाला आई थिंक कम्स फ्रॉम कि संन्यास ले लोगे
हाँ
सब
जी.
सब छोड़ दोगे यार अरे ऐसा नहीं होता. That has
Exact-
never been our tradition. We've had our lineage of people have been the most rajasic people. Rama, Krishna, Buddha,
Exactly.
Mahavir were
See, all are gods.
are devatas for us, and at the same time they were kings. They ruled. Yes, okay, Buddha left, but Ram did not, Krishna did not. They
and
were
they,
they
they
were fighting
encourage
wars.
married life. They
Yeah.
encourage prosperity, growth. So
This
wealth
is what
creation.
wealth creation. I mean, the char purusharth of artha kama dharma artha kama moksha. So I mean, this was part of our everyday life. Everybody, चतुर वर्ण, चारों वर्णों में सब लोग ध्यान, कर्मकांड, पूजा, ये सब उनका डेली का पार्ट होता था. ये तो बहुत ही सब उलट पुलट कर दिया कि this is not part of, as if they're two different lives. It's also in our language, right? We say work life balance.
Oh yeah, I don't really understand it. I mean,
क्या work is not life?
exactly.
It's outside of life or what?
I say it so many times, Rahul. I mean, work-life balance. I mean, it's a part of your life. I mean,
आप लाइफ को
there are
बैलेंस
no two
करना है.
lives.
उसमें कुछ पर्सनल है, कुछ स्पोर्ट्स है, कुछ मेडिटेशन है, कुछ बच्चों के साथ है, सब कुछ ही
मेरे को तो स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ भी समझ में नहीं आती. व्हाट इज स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ? लाइफ इज लाइफ. आई मीन,
करेक्ट. अभी एक कॉन्वर्सेशन हुई किसी के साथ ऑन हाउ डू यू टेक योर होल सेल्फ टू वर्क. होल सेल्फ. और फिर मैंने जाके इस पे गूगल करा ये है क्या. तो फिर पता चला कई लोग, कई साइकाइट्रिस्ट और कई बड़े बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट गुरुज इससे आई मीन देव रिटन अबाउट दिस. सो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड एक्सपेक्ट्स यू टू लिव स्किज़ोफ्रेनिक लाइव्स. एक आपकी जी अपनी विचारधारा है, वो आप ऑफिस नहीं लेके आओगे. ऑफिस में कोई और व्यक्ति आएगा. घर में राहुल देवान को छोड़ के आ जाओ, यहाँ पर कोई CEO आएगा who's somebody else. I can't understand this. मेरे लिए it's very important to live an integrated life. उसमें मैं integrated life को मैं और मतलब अधूरा नहीं छोड़ता हूँ. So I need to have the answers of why do I do Devta Puja is an answer I've been seeking for a long time. It's okay for me to not have an answer and still do it for some time, but I do seek the answer and I'm not satisfied because it doesn't integrate with me. मैं ढंग से कुछ भी काम कर नहीं पाऊँगा अगर integrated नहीं होता. वो चाहे आयुर्वेदा लेना हो, होम्योपैथी लेना हो, modern medicine लेना हो. My experience with modern medicine has been horrible. Okay, it has harmed me more than it has ever cured me for the last 25 years. And I write about it. And people call homeopathy placebo and nonsense and yes. And on the contrary, my experience says otherwise about homeopathy, including in raising my kid. And then there's a whole lot of word over there. But what about homeopathy works? So here is what I'm trying to say. People will take homeopathy. For example, I know quite a few people who will take homeopathy. But
Okay.
what is homeopathy finally? It is energy medicine. Okay? But you will, all of the rest of life will be almost despiritualized. So I can't understand that. Are you getting
Sorry,
me?
didn't get it.
On one hand, you will take a medicine which supposedly works for you. So it's, you say it works for me, but your personal life is, there is no concept of it's a little hard for, I'm trying to find the words for it. एक disintegration होती है मुझे लगता है लाइफ में, where okay, let's talk about parenting. How do you look at a child? Is it your child or is it life's child? Did you produce the child, or did life was already there before the mother's egg and the father's sperm till they met, and the but those two cells had life also. The sperm actually they fight in the vagina to get up to and meet the sperm. They have to go like upwards. It's bizarre. What they don't have life? There is life already there. It is just that by it is an happenstance that वो मिले एक egg और एक sperm and then they started multiplying is a different form of life. तो मेरे हिसाब से homeopathy and parenting are a continuum. Why? Because it's energy medicine. Then you also got to look at the kid, not like cling on to the children endlessly. Okay? Because finally they are a gift from life.
And you tend to believe that you own them.
You own them.
I
आपने produce करा है भाई. Are you seeing the point that of integration that I'm talking about? If you believe in something, go the distance. Look at other things also, which are just life and energy and all of this that's happening.
I mean, most of the parents, they end up in misery. This is one of the most, I mean, एक clinging होती है अपने children के लिए कि I own them and they need to fill up my emptiness.
Correct.
My what I could not achieve, my children should be able to achieve.
वो तो एक part है, but you know there are these subtle things. I am doing this for you. I want you to succeed. No. You want to go out and fill your emptiness by saying मेरे बच्चा ने succeed करा.
Exactly.
आपको 10 को बताना है, आप बेचारे को पोत रहे हो बैठ के.
Exactly. And they just becomes a means to fulfill your ego needs.
हाँ जी. तो अपनी emptiness को बहुत सही बोला आपने.
आपकी मैं LinkedIn प्रोफाइल देख रहा था, उसमें there is a mention of the values that you practice, including authenticity, trust, continuous improvement, which I felt are deeply connected to the basic quality of meditation, mindfulness. Has mindfulness played any role in seeding or deepening those values?
100%. मतलब in deepening, yes. Seeding, maybe I'm not sure. I'm
वो हो
sure
सकता है पिछले जन्म की मेडिटेशन के सीड्स होंगे.
जरूर हो सकते हैं. उनको वर्ड्स कौन से शब्द मिले, कौन क्या चीज़ डीपन हुई. For example, the insecurity with being authentic. I don't think I'm insecure about it. ठीक है. But does that mean I tell truth 100% of the time? No, I don't. I have to be conscious of कौन क्या किस वे में क्या चीज़ ले लेगा. और कई बारी कुछ चीज़ें रिजर्व भी करके रखनी पड़ती हैं, हाइड करनी पड़ती हैं, whatever reason, because I don't think the ability for society and people around to take authenticity is also very low. The threshold is very low for people to take it. However, I practice it, and actually I practice it with customers, and somebody was telling me, one of my managers now post acquisition, that Rahul disarms difficult situations and customers with his authenticity. So I actually am like that.
I would like to add to that, Rahul. We at TTN, I think I told you last time as well, this is one value that we really practice. I mean, we take it very, very seriously. This figures in our top value, and it is a part of our DNA, our culture, and we see while looking difficult as an outsider, but once we practice it, I mean, we feel it is in us. You can't really inculcate it. I mean, either you are authentic or you are not. You can't really, I mean, so, but it does wonders. I mean, it helps you navigate difficult situations, difficult conversations, difficult clients, difficult people. You just need to be authentic. I mean, I practice it very often. When कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, तो आप honesty से करो, और फिर जो भी होता है वो अच्छा ही होता है, चाहे अच्छा ना हो.
नहीं होता ही है. मतलब whatever it is probably the best outcome in any case, rather than fighting in whatever else in other ways. So I found this very, very powerful. There have been extreme customer situations where just being brutally honest, I've actually told customers that, look, if you're bad engineering, please fire us. If you've done bad work for you, please fire us. But don't let us, pinpoint blame on us for things where where equally you have had challenges with putting the right resources on a project. मैं बिल्कुल ब्रूटली बोल देता हूँ कई बारी एट द कॉस्ट की डर क्या मुझे डर नहीं ऑफ कोर्स लगता है कि वो चले जाए customer escalations करने में if you have a very poor manager from a customer side, I've escalated people, told my people go ahead, write down agile values, write down what we practice, write down that you're feeling disrespected and tell the person's boss. जिससे project बंद हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे ऐसे we'll deal with it.
And we have
जाके
done
बोलो
that,
तो सही.
Hanji. I mean, I can relate to it very, very well, and it does wonders. I mean,
Every time the bosses have come back and said we are sorry, we are going to replace these people or tell them to tone down and
the other
give
way
them
around
the
as well,
feedback.
Rahul. Just say, I mean, if we don't really do a good job at a certain project, and there are times when we don't, just say acknowledging it, just saying sorry, we couldn't really do it. People are ready to listen. People are ready to give you
ready
another
to-
chance.
Absolutely. More money and you split and share in all reasonableness some of the challenges and some of the costs of your screw up. But people go out. Finally, we are all human beings.
और ऐसे लगता है कि इतना मतलब जस्ट ऑथेंटिक होना इतना
आसान है.
मतलब इतना वंडर करता है, इतना लोगों को दिखता है, कम है, कम लगता है दुनिया में ऑथेंटिसिटी जो
उल्टा है. सब लोग ये बोलते हैं, सिखाया जाता है बचपन से कि ट्रस्ट मत करो टिल यू somebody has proven that they can be trusted. It's the other way around. You start trusting people till they've screwed your trust. आप वहाँ से ऑपरेट करो with positive intent तो बहुत अच्छा होता है.